Welcome to Faded Faithfully. This is your boy Yaya. I got to my right here, Coach Lewis Taylor.
Yes, sir. And to my right,
Fatih Natour, guys. How y'all doing? All right. We're over here. We're going to start our first topic on what's hot, and I think what's hot is UFC 284.
Yeah, man.
With Islam and
Islam and Alexander.
Volkanovski,
yes,
the Australian husband.
Yes. Yeah, he's wild, bro.
But what did you guys think of the fight?
Man, I'm not gonna lie. That whole fight, I was on my hands and knees praying to God.
Oh, I'm glad you cleared that up.
Yeah, because I'm not homosexual. I'm Muslim. Gotta say that. Right. Yeah, number one. Number two, I just, man, I'm not gonna lie. It was a very scary fight. I think that me noticing Khabib wasn't in his corner kind of even messed with me. I was like, man, Khabib's not in his corner. It messed with me a bit. I'm like, the guy he's not used to, who he's talking to, who's yelling, what to do. I felt that as well, and I just seen, and I was surprised to see that the fight was already happening. I didn't even realize I was.
I don't think that was as much of a factor because these guys, as a unit, have been around each other for a long time. And it was funny. My time in Dubai, these guys got footage of them two, like each one of them competing against each other during sambo matches at like toddler ages.
Oh, wow.
And
so
now
this is life.
This has been life, and now you see these guys, like, these are all their day ones. That was the beautiful thing about them guys allowing like me and Bilal Muhammad into their camp to get the chance to be with this group of day ones as they did their thing.
That's honestly, I want to always ask you, what was that experience like, being around those type of guys?
That's a long, epic conversation. But I still got to get Fatih. Fatih, what do you think about that Volk Islam fight?
So, man, it was a very interesting fight. I mean, to see Islam and Makovic on it, to deal with that adversity, and like everybody knew Alex is one pound for pound, right? So he ain't a pound for pound for no reason. I believe that he brought a lot of tools and he was ready, man. And I believe that Islam though wasn't the same. At the same time, like, I had to rewatch the fight because of so many people that I've been looking at, and they're like, oh, I think Alex won. They feel like it was just too close of a fight for Islam to get it. It should have been Alex. And I rewatched the fight, and I ended up giving Islam 1, 3, 4, and 5.
Right.
So
I got a quick question because I don't fully understand. I'll be honest, even all sports, right? I understand the gist of it, but let's say if Alex won, it's gonna be a rematch, right?
Yeah.
Either way. If
I don't know.
Lose, would there be a rematch?
So we had two different champs at two different weight classes.
Okay.
Islam was putting his belt on the line.
Yeah.
Volk didn't. Volk gave up his to Yair Rodriguez, who won it as the interim.
Okay.
So the only person really losing something or had something to lose was Islam. The person who stepped up though was Volk, and Volk proved that he is a dog. So if Volk won, then Islam would have lost. Maybe he could have cried and got a rematch.
Right.
But
it
again,
doesn't make sense to just give him the rematch.
No, because he's only been champ for one fight.
Right.
But this was a classic fight, and it was epic, and it really showed what men have to do to get to the peak of performance. Like, Volkanovski is the little man, and everybody knows about the Napoleon complex. But the fact that he went up and fought and almost beat one of the best pound for pound fighters in the world, in Islam Makhachev, it was an amazing fight, an amazing accomplishment, and I believe that there's a bunch of midgets that are cheering hooray today.
Well, I mean, like a high level fight like that, man, it's crazy because you see you see their game, and you're like, man, these guys don't really make mistakes, but like they have to make mistakes with each other because they're so high level, and you just seen like how much it brought on pressure onto Islam, how much pressure it brought onto Alex. Islam coming to his town, Islam not having his number one, day one, Habib, right in his corner. And then also, like I guess you said earlier about his weight cut, his weight cut is what probably also factored in this,
It's funny you say mistakes, but as a coach and on the outside looking in, these dudes both made a ton of mistakes.
Yeah.
Islam stayed very predictable in his takedowns. He kept doing the same takedowns over and over. And once Volk called his number in that fifth, you saw a difference. And on the flip side, Volk kept making the same mistake of giving up his back way too much, turning his back a certain direction, which allowed Islam to lull him to sleep in that manner. But
and you know, and that's the thing is like, now that I'm thinking about like all the stress they're going through, each fighter, you know, I'm pretty sure it's even stressful being away from their families. You know, like 3 months, 4 months of just training.
Yeah,
you know, you can't see nobody. You're not really, you know, who you can't interact if you got kids, if you got wife, whatever.
Right.
So dealing with this type of stress, and that's something we all want to bring up is, you know, men go through a lot of it, right? Men go through pressures in life, stresses of life. Not saying that women don't, but there's a lot more with men that we have to do, like as protectors, providers, and at the end of the day, it reminds me of the situation of this client of ours, the veteran. You remember that guy when you were cutting him up, we were talking to him and the stresses that he was going through, and he was telling us like, dude, 22 veterans kill themselves per day. This is what he was like letting us know, and I'm thinking, you know, what is it, like depression? Is it something that they're like, he's like, it's got nothing to do with depression for him. Yeah. And I'm like, well, what has it got to do with it? And he was telling me like, it's got something like when they come back into the civilized world, right? And they look at life and they're like, they feel like if they snap any minute, they're gonna do some harm. Yeah, and it could be like the Las Vegas shooter, stuff like this. This is what they're thinking.
Yeah, and also like I remember he was saying, you know, sometimes they come back and they see people and they start to have this like really hard like judgmental thoughts of like, wow, you know, like this guy is only friendly to this coworker because he wants to get, you know, promotion. It's not genuine. It's not real. It's not a team. You know what I mean? And so his mentality was like, you know, we are day and night around the people that we're around, and we're a team and we're family. You know, and we have each other's backs. To go out into, you know, the world and see how people are kind of like half-ass almost, like just whatever with people.
Not to cut you off or make light of the situation. But I've never been to the military. I've never enlisted. The closest I've come to that is probably Forrest Gump. You know, remember the movie Forrest Gump? Forrest Gump.
Run, Forrest, run!
Forrest Gump went back for Bubba.
That's right. That's right.
But Forrest Gump brought back Lieutenant Dan.
That's right. Yes.
But Lieutenant Dan was a man who absolutely battled with the demons of suicide.
Yes.
And it played out in that movie. If you remember how that movie went,
I gotta watch it again.
You do. Like Forrest Gump, Lieutenant Dan, he really wanted to die at war. Yeah. And I wonder if a lot of these soldiers have that same mentality. They want to die a hero. Yeah. Because they're painted in 100%. This patriotic manner where they were supposed. If you die at war, you're a hero. You die coming home broke, no woman, no life. Everybody in high school has left, forgot about you. What do I have? Right. And I have a skill set that's not being used. Me, I'm learning to live life as a fighter. How do I turn a chapter? But turning a chapter for me is a lot easier than turning a chapter for somebody who put his life on the line.
Yeah, and you know what?
And it's a life risk.
It's funny that you brought it like that, because that's exactly what he was explaining to us. Like, these guys are looking, they're not thinking of just themselves. They're thinking about the people. Like, if they snap, they're going to end up killing or hurting somebody's life. I'd rather hurt myself and my life, and then that way no one has to face any consequences. And, you know, of course, and I told him, like, that's the wrong way of looking at it, because, you know, maybe even Yahya brought up a good point with him, saying like maybe you guys could look at it like you're doing a great service by not snapping, by maybe protecting,
or by reaching out. You know, but when I told them to reach out for psychological help in the sense of just having a psychologist, just having a therapist, but he said he would refrain from doing that because the military will then put you down as you got psychological issues.
They earmark you,
and every man, I think, like personally, like even if I feel like, man, if as a young kid, if I went to a doctor and actually explained how I feel, sometimes not wanting to sit in the class or not being able to focus, or the teacher's not interesting, so it's not interested to me, realized maybe I got some ADD. Yeah. Right? But my parents always were like, you got ADD, but they never took me to the doctor.
They just hit you, just hit you with the Gucci flip flop.
Until you could get some Adderall from a friend who got ADD, and then you realize, man, this guy's smart because he got this, you know. But at the end of the day, I'm just saying, like, he was saying, like, you know, they end up marking us down as in, like, we got psychological issues, and then also it makes us feel like we're also weaker. We're not strong enough to refrain from psychological issues.
You know,
let's say, right?
You know, to touch on that, kids growing up dealing with different issues, it's been proven that we are putting kids in a situation that's unnatural for them to be in. It's unnatural for a person. We're supposed to be out hunting and exploring and living, and instead we're being put in a box, told to sit in a chair, told to walk on the line. It's unnatural. And again, are you right or wrong? But they telling you you're wrong and that you have something that's wrong with you because you don't want to fit into a box. But every one of us sitting at this table is different. But we all got the same box to go fit into. That's the one thing we got. Did you go through that box? Did you go through that box?
At a like a smaller example, like what you were saying, and this just happened today, so I kind of like noticed what you were saying. Even as a baby, you know, like my daughter, you know, put her in a room. That's a box. Put her in a room. Just chill for a little bit. Then that's it. She's like bored of the room area, and she sees us walking in, walking out, going to wherever we want to go, coming. So as you know, a young human being, you're like, all right, I'm gonna yell out because I want to go wherever they're going. I want to see what's going on. And once you pick her up, chill. She wants to look around. She's smiling. She's checking out a few things. And I've noticed the same thing, even in the car. Now we put her in the car. She complains until I start moving the car. And then she's not complaining. And then when I put on a red light, she's complaining. I'm like, hit the gas. She starts stop complaining. So I'm like, even when we get in the store.
She likes motion.
Right. So now I'm in the store and I got her in the cart and she's looking left and right, touching the clothes. She didn't say a word the whole time. And I'm thinking to myself, it's because she's moving. Her mind is catching different things. She's not having the chance of a thought to say, I'm tired of this.
It's different stimulus.
Until she gets tired, until the stimulus, it slows down. It's like, yo, I'm tired of this.
I'm a girl dad too. You know, I got twice the trouble, but I noticed even though I'm raising two kids, same household, same wife, I'm proud of myself. Same wife, you know.
We're allowed 4, that's why.
Hey, Susan, I got 3 more to go. But
no.
Jokes. But my point is, raising my 2 daughters, I noticed how opposite they were from each other. One would run from the worm or the bug or the butterfly, and the other would run to it. I don't know why. How do you raise 2 different kids and they have 2 different ways of looking at life?
It's awesome. That's why I always tell people, I'm like, man, I can't wait to have the other one, because whether it's the same gender or not, I can't wait to see different personalities.
I thought you was gonna change that. You were gonna make them the same.
Jokes. No. We just like it the way God brings it.
I'm sorry.
I got 3. I got 2 boys and I got 1 girl. I just had my girl in December.
Yeah, he just became a girl dad. He just became
a girl dad.
You did?
Yeah, my first girl.
Congrats. Welcome to the club.
Yeah, brother. You're lucky.
It's a blessing, man.
It is.
Like, honestly,
it's the best.
It is the best.
But the one that runs towards the worms and stuff, is that the second one?
That is.
That's it.
Wow.
How did you pick that out? I can't wait to get the second one because the second one's gonna push me to do my shit right.
I don't know. My second one, Rumsey, he's crazy.
Yeah, crazy, bro. The guy's boxing already. I don't know.
Dude, he slapped me while I'm sleeping.
I told him today. I was like, anytime when I'm older, you got some young buck trying to talk shit. Like, hey, bro, I got a young nephew. Rock your shit right now, man. Stop playing. I was like, I got time for you.
Yeah.
Oh no, I feel you.
So, you know, I think, overall. I think the mental awareness for men is sometimes they don't have anywhere to go to, like we were saying.
No outlets,
the veterans, they have no one to go to. And even if I was hearing statistics like men don't even want long conversation.
No.
You know, they just want to come in 30 minutes, 15 minutes, kind of spill up, and then they want to go do something about it.
Yeah.
Like I want to go do something to make myself feel like I'm not what I was just talking about. Right?
I mean, that's what how many people we talk to per day.
Exactly.
Right? And I'm telling you, Lou, it's crazy. Like the stuff we hear, the stuff that they admit to us and they just tell us, and I'm like, oh my God. But I tell them, like, hey man, if you don't feel like going to a psychiatrist, I told them, like, if you don't feel like going to a psychiatrist, just talk to your barber. You know, he's cheaper, he makes you look good.
Talk to your barber. I mean,
talk to somebody.
You heard it here first.
Gym trainer.
You heard it here first.
Talk to
you
your
don't
barber.
feel like going to seek help, talk to your barber.
Yeah, and your barber should be able to talk to you too, because there's a lot of barbers out there, man. They're like, next one, next one, next one.
Or email
It's a
Lou the
service.
Taylor,
Yeah.
and he'll give you some good coaching.
Yeah.
Hey, don't email me. I don't check. Text.
Right, exactly. All right, guys, we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be back to talk about.
Yo, we'll be right back. Faded Faithfully. Talk to your barbers.
There you go.
And we're back with Faded Faithfully, and we're here to talk about what was it again?
Talk to your barber.
Talk to your barber.
I'm not a barber, so I
am?
have no clue. I don't even like my barber, but I like these two. So
Right, yeah.
Fati, what is the most common thing that you hear when you're up there with the clippers in hand and you got a man in front of you?
Man, you crazy. Hey, so man, honestly, what comes to mind is like a lot of people with their relationships. They talk about their spouses, what they're going through.
Is there a lot of
married
men talk to you, or single, or
Both. Be honest with you, but more married.
You get a lot of players sitting on you in front of you.
Yeah,
I have a few players.
We
Few
do have some
players.
I'll be
Players
honest.
that bring you
I'm married, you married, so we don't like you guys. We don't like you guys. Get a woman. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Go marry up.
Come to the other side.
Come to the other
There
side.
you go. Come to the
So
dark
what
side.
would be the most eye-gouging thing that men, complain about? That's not you. You don't complain about it.
Right.
I
Other
don't
men
know.
do.
Never heard
Yeah,
of it in my
nah.
life.
No, I mean honestly, majority of it is like gonna be financial problems
Them
or
spending up that money.
them spending that money.
They not spending daddy's money no more.
No,
This baby daddy's money.
Baby daddy
no.
money.
We downtown, so
We down- yeah.
we definitely,
Oh, yeah.
definitely got that money.
Yeah.
But it's there was this one in particular. This guy, bro, he was telling me like how his wife would just use his card without his permission
Right.
away.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just crazy. And I was like, man, I see. I hear that a lot. A lot of people go through that, but
Yeah, I think that not all women obviously are gonna just do that. Not every woman
No.
will just grab her husband's card and spend it, and not every woman thinks it's that big of a deal too. And I don't think it's devastating if that happens. But what I think is, as a man, I just think I am working hard for this money, right? And this money is not mine. I don't consider it only mine. So it is yours, and it's our children's as well.
Yeah.
But how we spend it, it really matters to me, because I'm always gonna put my objective to retain as much of this to prolong any type of life after I leave. You know, so that way they're good, right? But if I have a wife who's spending a few $100s or a few thousands of dollars, however rich you are, it doesn't matter how, you could be $50,000 a month and your wife's spending 20 grand a month, and it's a problem, right? So, it's not about how much I'm making. So, if I'm a rich guy and I'm like, hey girl, what are you doing? You're spending, $4,000 or $5,000 a month, like consecutively.
budgeting, yeah.
Why don't you budget a bit? Like, what do you really need this stuff? What is it? And then she might come, well, you're good. What are you worried about? You're making money. You got passive income. You're not working for it.
Yeah.
And it's not about that. It's about, if you need it, then we need it. And if you
Respect,
want
man.
it,
That's
and if you
respect.
want it, then we have to earn it. It has to be something earned, because just as much as I want something, I'll put me last, and I'll make sure everybody in my family got what they want before my own wants.
Yeah.
So it sounds like financial literacy
Yeah.
is a big problem with ongoing relationships and
Yeah.
marriages.
Yeah.
I mean, that's I don't know if you guys know this, but that's actually one of the reasons why we have high divorce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would suggest that, hey, before you think about putting a ring on her,
Right.
make sure that she has some type of financial literacy. In my relationship with my wife, we both have our own. We both have our own credit cards.
Right.
Okay.
So it's odd that she doesn't, and it sounds like either she messed up on I don't know that guy's relationship.
No, I
his
don't
problem.
either.
But if I have it, she has it, and now she's overspending, and I took hers. That's a different story.
Yeah.
But like you were, alluding to, it's a shared and it's a community pot, and we're supposed to take out of it sparingly.
Right.
Even myself, even when I was the breadwinner, and in my life, in my marriage over the last 15 years, that position has changed, and it continues to change. And I'm blessed to be in a position that I have a woman that can step up and carry me at times.
blessing.
But the biggest thing that I used to feel is, as far as like going with my homies, when I wanted to trick off money is what we call it, is I never wanted to take money from my kids. I never wanted to go trick off money that should have been for my kids. If I needed to go make some more money to trick off, because again, that's when you with your guys, you want to, you know, I used to drink and
same level.
No, I got this round.
Right.
I got this round. Yeah, you know, or whatever it is. You know, be the guy I'm paying for the Uber. I got dinner. You know, I got it. You know,
that's good hospitality. That's
you know, but again, everybody don't have it, and your wife might not understand when say that bill was $800. What?
Why you paying?
She look like, man, I could have got a new Gucci bag.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, for the kids or whatever. You know, that's how she could look at it.
Something's funny. You say that. Like the Gucci bag and stuff like that. Me and my wife, like, really, I got cousins and they'll tell me, she earned that, go buy her that. And I'm like, listen, that bag is dang near a whole vacation. Some bag $3,500. That's me and you, my family. We can go to Florida Disney World for that $3,000.
That's what I mean. That's
and
what
so
I mean right
me and my wife, we love this about each other, and I love it because we make memories over material. We put memories over material, and so we would choose, do you want the bag or do you want the trip? Do you want that house that's in a tax bracket that I really don't want to pay for, or do you want 4 more vacations?
Right. And that's what it's going to come down to. I think you being in a house, you know, older, and your children are married, and you have this empty nest, and you're thinking, man, I got this big old crib for what? Oh, I'm going to sign it over to my kids when I pass. What do your kids want a house for? Got to pay taxes. They're gonna sell that thing, or they're gonna, they live in it. But what's the point?
True.
At the end of the day, I think having those memories.
Real quick too. When we die, et cetera, especially if husband and wife die, it's important for everybody to put their stuff in a trust. Make sure you put that in a trust, because you don't want Uncle Sam dipping his hand in, getting a cut, and not a will. Everybody thinks that you need to have a will. A will is nice, but a will doesn't protect like a trust.
Actually, a living will is actually better. Why? Because you know, me, I actually have something going on with one of my family members, and they had a brain aneurysm, and because of that, nobody could do nothing. You can't do nothing. Not the kids, not the husband. Nobody can do anything because she's technically still alive. But she can't talk. So when you got in that situation, then, you know, like, what do? But if you had a living will, it would be able to they would be able to, like, have her son or her husband or her father, or, you know, whoever's around to handle the expenses, to handle certain things.
Man, I don't have a living will yet. And if y'all ever hear that I'm in a vegetable state longer than 2-3 days, you tell my woman to pull the plug. You tell her, Lou said pull the plug. Insurance. Pull the plug.
She's not gonna listen.
Listen.
How you gonna pull
you
the plug?
You replayed this Faded Faithfully episode 1. And you tell, look.
If I go do that, she can hit me with a right.
No,
you can't.
She can't fight. She can't fight. You pull the plug. I don't want to be in that. Oh, sorry, mic tap. I don't want to be in that situation. And when I see people living, and I think that it's very selfish of loved ones to continue to hold people here who wouldn't be here without science.
The only thing is with that is it's different, because like that they follow a religion. So when they follow the religion tells you can, even if you have 1% chance of living, you have to fight it. You have to try. Because there is people that had brain aneurysms that came back to talking and stuff like that, are able to walk. So it depends, like, on the situation. In the situation, right? Obviously, if you're gone, you're zero. If it's your time, it's your time. You're gonna go.
I had my great aunt. She was 87. She was under, breathing this and that. They took her off. She died within 4 hours.
Yeah, that was her time.
That's it. And the thing is, for us, everybody had a chance to get to the hospital.
Right.
Everybody had a chance to hold her hand while she was here, say goodbye, and then we let it be what it is.
Yeah, it's more rested that way.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you never know. Everybody's situation is different.
But I think like going back to what I was saying way before, I think it comes down to, like, whatever it is, spending on the card, not realizing how hard the man works, or how long it goes out, what it takes, dedication behind that. I think it's this acknowledgement. I think them, spending it and you finding out without them kind of informing you is kind of like, it's just this it's like you're not acknowledging me. the one person that is bringing it to the table.
The breadwinner.
Like, you should talk to me first and say, hey, are you able to bring this to the table because I want it? And I'll say, okay, wait, do you really want it? Because if you really, really want it, I'll work hard, I'll try to figure it out. But if it's something that we could wait till like 2 months from now, I'll get it for you. But if it's something that you need, I'm not even conversating. I'm saying, okay, I could be stressing my head. I could say, man, I got credit card balances through the roof. I got to pay, I got to collect some cash. But I'm dealing with that mentally.
But you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I was at least acknowledged and informed.
No, but see what I'm saying? Like you just said, as a man, you are not going to put yourself in a vulnerable state by letting your spouse or anyone else around you know that you are going to stress and you are going to be going through something, right? Especially financially, right?
Yeah.
If my bank account, I have $10 and my wife is calling me saying I need money because I got to buy the kids diapers or I need to buy this, and I got $10 in my bank account, I'm not going to say, I can't get it.
Right. You're going to have to hit up somebody.
I got to let you know that I'm broke. I got to let you know this. Now, what is that person going to do? Majority of the time, they're going to try to find out how they can hustle or how if they can, hey, bro, I need to borrow some money. Something like this, because I don't want to feel vulnerable as a man.
That goes back to what you were saying with, you know, a man going out with his guys.
But because he doesn't want
taking care of his guys. Why? Because, you know, times, bro, when it gets tough, like how you're saying, you could call your guy that you know, took care of, and it's not because you took care of him, but it's because he knows you take care of him even when he doesn't need it.
And
he could pay for his own meal. But you took care of him, so you say, hey, I need $100. He's like, yeah, I got you right
What
now.
I'm trying to say is basically the man, he's going to feel vulnerable, right?
Yeah.
And no man wants to feel vulnerable, weak, in a position where his kids and his wife or his mom or somebody's looking to him that he's the strong guy, you know, he's supposed to protect me, he's supposed to provide for me, and he don't got it.
Yeah.
Now I don't feel safe. Now her stress that she's stressing about is going to put more stress on this man or me, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, talk to your barber, talk to a gym trainer, talk to somebody that he's less expensive than a psychiatrist. He gonna make you look good at the same time, and you know it's free advice.
Look,
you know, so
as you know, a son, I always had a great love for my father, but it wasn't the connection and the communication connection that I had with my mother, right? So growing up, I was always having great conversations in depth and detail with my mom. Because she's a woman, right? She wants to know the details. She wants to go deep. She wants to get your emotions. So it was therapeutic, you know? It was a way where she would show me how to channel anger and know how to take out animosity from it, take out that energy of anger and realize how to understand the situation. To look at someone and say, yes, they're wrong, but they don't even know that they're wrong, right? Or they're not even acknowledging it because they didn't get raised in this type of atmosphere, or they weren't taught in this type of atmosphere, or this is how their parents treated them. So like my mom would start to make me understand my dad so well that I just knew how to tiptoe and walk around him so well that to this day, my dad will second guess me.
Yeah.
Right? Because he just knows. I know him so well, he doesn't know if I'm actually doing it or it's because I have to do it, right?
Well, I just need to know who do I need to pay when I need my treatment, you or your mom.
Exactly. But that's what I'm saying. Like so I always had that therapeutic type of touch. And so when I got married, it was a problem. And not because of who I married, but the mental state that I was in was I always need someone to talk to. I always need a therapeutic type person, and I hope it's a woman, right? So me going to getting married, I said, this is going to be my new therapist. This is the person replacing my mother, right? This is the person who's going to fold my clothes and ask me what I want to eat and if I'm hungry, even though I walked in with attitude and told her, wait, I'll be back, and walked in with, whatever it was. But my mom has no animosity towards me as her son, right? So I thought I was going to get that. But selfishly, as much as I thought that I was going to get that, your wives don't come pre-programmed like your mother was. Your mom was programmed by your daddy, and you got the benefits of it.
Yeah,
So I started realizing, I'm like, that's why my daddy always want to whoop my ass. You know what I mean? It's like, this kid's getting everything, best type of service from his mother.
That I'm not getting.
Yeah, and I now can get it because there's kids getting involved. I'm kind of scooting in with them. But yeah, that's what it came down to. Now they have the kids. Now, man, my wife is more of a mother than I could ever ask for, right? But then, you know, I start to realize that, man, I wish I never, you know, made those mistakes of, telling her, hey, we're broke. I got no money in the account. Here, look at the account. Hey, I got bills. I got that. So I made mistakes of like what you're saying, letting her know.
You know,
Because
But
it stressed you
I'm
out.
not saying
Yeah.
that it's a definite mistake.
No,
I'm
It
no.
saying
stressed you out more. you know
it's
what I
something.
mean?
Yeah, it's something that if I didn't do would be less stress
Yeah.
on her
And then
me.
well,
but
because
it would
her
be
stress is gonna
ultimately-
stress you out.
Right,
As
but
a
that's what I'm
fact.
saying. But it would add more stress onto me. But the stress would be the same no matter
Yeah.
what for me.
Yeah.
But it's just gonna add more because she knows.
No,
So
yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Is like at the end of the day, even though I made those mistakes or have committed those mistakes with the same partner and we're happily married till this day, we have a daughter, but it's one of those like, man, if you really truly are dedicated to the goal of fixing anything that breaks with this relationship, you're gonna go through anything. It doesn't matter. You made the mistake. You didn't make the mistake. You went wrong on this one. You went right on. It doesn't matter. You're inevitably gonna become used to each other, and you're gonna be happily married, and you're gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
That's it.
Sure.
You
Marriage
know?
is all about compromise.
It is, man.
And a lot of people think it's about happiness.
It's-
You're not gonna always be happy.
No.
Were you always happy in your household when you were a kid?
No, you couldn't wait to grow up and get out. You know.
I wasn't always happy, but I realized, marriage, your wife is like your brother and your sister and your mom and your auntie and everything. You don't talk to them for maybe a week or two or a couple of days or a couple of hours.
My wife is definitely
but
not like my
eventually
brother.
you forgive and you move forward, and that's it. So I don't know how there's a mentality of divorce, so quick. But I'm happy that we talked about marriage, and I'm happy that we got some of that topic off a bit, to kind of show how men think and see.
How men think when they in the barber shop here at Faded Faithfully.
Yes. Welcome back to Faded Faithfully. We're here on our final segment on fight or flight for your kids. So I just definitely want to hear.
This is a good one.
Yeah, I definitely want to hear.
What
Mr.
you
Coach
mean?
Louis
What you mean
Taylor.
when you say fight or flight for the kids?
Man,
like they
fight or
they catching planes? What are you talking
No,
about?
I mean fight or flight. Like you
oh, you want your kid? You want your kids to fight?
I mean, I don't know. I don't think. I want
You
my
got
kids to
girls.
fight
You
all the
want your
time.
kid? You don't want.
I want my girls to stay pretty and their hands stay pretty. But
okay.
if their mouths are sharp.
I mean, okay, so you don't got no boys yet, but I get it. It's just me. I'm looking more on the stance of if I'm gonna teach my kids different, right? Because what I'm gonna teach my kid is, as you're getting older, there's bullies in this world. Not to be a bully, not to pick on someone, because I'm against that. It's more so like, if someone's coming and he's coming with bad intention, and he's yelling or he's coming with some type of, ill intention,
Right.
you don't let him get close to you, bro. I was always taught, like, man, you hit that person first.
I
If
mean-
you get hit first,
Yeah.
you ain't get knocked out, bro.
I mean,
that's how I look at it.
Look, I don't totally agree with that situation because I don't want my kid throwing the first punch. I don't want to deal with all the legal
Yeah,
issues
but see,
either.
but that doesn't. That's,
But-
yeah,
but
but
let
that's
me
that's
say
great.
this.
No, because
But let me say this. I would
you're
teach
gonna
my
put them
kid-
in harm's way.
I mean,
you
I
understand?
wouldn't-
Because when you tell them, I'm sorry to cut you off, but when you tell them, hey, at the end of the day, just get punched first. Now your kid's in a
not get
now-
punched first.
Well,
No,
you
not get
just
punched
said
first.
you just
But
did
I
he not
wouldn't-
just say that?
I wouldn't. No, I
Come
wouldn't
on
get
now.
punched. No, I wouldn't get punched first. But I would say if the person's coming at you, and obviously you're a human being, you're gonna naturally know this guy is coming at me to hit, or he's coming
I'm
to
gonna hit him
conversate.
first.
If he's coming to conversate. Now, I'm not a person that's gonna
Nah.
talk or conversate or talk too long because that could get the worst. But if you're alone, all right, and either it's a situation you're alone, you don't have people around you, and this person's coming with themselves or with other people.
Okay.
Call family, call your father.
I thought you were gonna say call the police, because
No.
that was gonna be some problems
Nah,
right
nah.
there. The
Nah.
45 minutes, your
Before
daughter, your
police-
kids in a coma, God forbid. What are
Before,
you
no,
crazy?
hell no. Before police anything, notify the family because I think that, let's say it's.
Did you just say notify the family, bro?
No,
Are you
listen,
fucking kidding me, man?
What I mean by
Listen,
notify the
bro,
family is
you-
let
hey,
me know so I can
need
start
to talk
coming.
to your kids, man. Are you crazy?
No, listen. I'm
listen.
not gonna talk. I'm not talking to my kid, but let me know. Hey, Dad, I'm in the situation. This guy's trying to box. I'll tell you. All right, make sure you handle yourself. I'm on my way. I know where your location is. I'm on my way
wait,
to help him handle that situation.
Yeah, hold
myself.
on. For 1 second, man. Have you ever been in a real fight?
I'll be honest. I have one time.
Okay,
That's it.
one time.
It was a one-time fight.
The reason why I'm saying, how fast did that fight go for you?
It was like probably a 3-minute fight.
3 minutes?
Yeah, it was like a 3-minute fight.
Damn, you guys
I
had a
won.
fucking war.
But I'm not gonna lie. I felt bad. I felt bad at the end of it.
You
know, I
lasted
beat the
3
guy.
minutes, bro?
Huh?
You lasted 3 minutes in the fight?
That's it. 3 minutes. It
3
was a
minutes
3-minute
that's
quick
long.
fight, wrestling,
That's
tussling.
not quick.
That is a very long fight.
Yeah.
Dude,
Was it really
was
30
like-
seconds and felt like 3 minutes?
Man, it probably felt like that, but it felt, I would say
How
if
fast
it's
did
not-
it feel? This is what I'm saying. Why?
It
Because
felt- it
you
felt
think
like
you had
the-
time to call your pops?
No, I don't think. I mean, I think maybe beforehand. If it was
Huh?
beforehand, like a situation that was, let's say it's a situation that's progressing,
Yeah.
I would want to know about it. Like, I want my kids to, hey,
But do
Dad,
you-
there's this guy.
in
What
a
do you
fight,
think?
In a fight, when I'm talking about, do you think you have time to call your parents?
No, I
But
would say
wait,
if
gentlemen,
it's- yeah, go ahead.
real quick. We're saying fight or flight. You're saying fight. You're saying flight.
Well, I mean,
But wait.
It
You're
depends.
wait, in a situation. So your kid's in a situation, you want them to call, but you're typically at the end of the day, if your kid can de-escalate that situation and go the other way, would you suggest them to?
that's what I mean. If they
Yes
can
or no?
yes, I would.
If your kid's in a situation, would you want them to de-escalate that situation?
So,
or handle
like I said, it's a different thing, right?
No,
Because
fighting or flighting.
Yeah,
No,
like, do you want your kid to try to calm down
Listen,
the person and see not
there is no
fighting?
calm down if the guy's already upset.
Okay,
If
so
the
you
guy's
don't.
upset,
That's his
coming
answer.
towards him, you're gonna knock him.
Okay, so
you're
that's
gonna
your
have to
answer.
knock him
He's
because
not-
you don't know what he's gonna
So-
be capable of.
Right.
You don't know if he got a weapon on him. You don't know what type of things going on in this guy's mind. He's coming at your kid, especially if you don't know the person.
Wait, I want to play devil's advocate. So, do you know better than your kid? We have more experience. We're more seasoned.
Yeah.
Do you want your kid to relay what's going on to you, or do you want your kid to just go get about that action?
Well, if I'm not there, right? He's in school, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
How the hell am I gonna have time to call? I'm the police, basically. By the time I get there, it's over. Either he got knocked out by calling me, or he handled it. But we can handle it. Listen,
Right.
I'd rather you knock out the person who asks questions later.
Yeah, I'll tell you a quick
Because-
scenario. A situation with my friend in high school. This guy was talking crap to him. He's my friend was a shorter guy, body, and he was just he's getting cracked down, and this guy's tough. He don't care. He's like, bro, I'm not here running my mouth. Whenever you're ready, come at me. So he didn't tell his dad about it or whatever, but he just knew that's what he wanted to do to handle himself. Now, if my son, okay, or if my daughter handled themselves like that, where the guy came to him, hit him one time, like he went to go take off his hoodie, my friend took off his hoodie, gets hit one time. After that one time, he knocked him flat.
But that's
so
now that's like a good situation.
It's a
You
good
understand?
situation. So
that's
I get
like
the
a
point.
blessing situation that
Right.
that guy probably didn't have knockout power on him,
Right.
and wasn't able to knock him. Now,
yeah, he clipped him. But
let's
I'll tell you this.
go on the other way.
Yes,
He gets knocked out,
it's
concussion,
bad.
some
It's bad.
maybe a
100%.
seizure. I seen people when they got slammed on the head, right, because they're taking off their hoodies,
Yeah.
right, and then the dude's in a seizure, and guess what? He's getting kicked and stomped on while he's having the seizure.
Wow.
So guess
Yeah.
what? That guy went to the hospital.
So
almost in a coma.
in my reasoning is if the person is coming to them, like how you're saying in the beginning, if they're coming to them, I do want my kid to know how to fight, because flight is still not going to help them out after the fact, even if they get away. But I would say I really would teach them how to de-escalate a situation between two people, or
I mean,
between
look,
them and
it
another
depends
person.
in the situation, but
Yeah.
you know, when your kids are growing up,
Mhm.
I feel like Lou was saying earlier, who got the experience? The parents, the kids. The kids are still learning. They're in a phase right now. There's a lot of bullies. There's a lot of people attacking you.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people making fun of you.
Yeah.
Now, especially if you don't know the person well,
Yeah.
and he's trying to look cool
Yeah.
in front of people,
Yeah.
and he's coming at you with his
Yeah.
testosterone, and he's
Right.
angry, and he's
Right.
yelling at you.
But I gotta say, if
You
I
don't
taught
know
my
what
kid,
he's gonna do. So I just tell my kids, he gets too close enough where you can see him right here,
Right.
and to punching range.
Question.
You gotta
Okay, I
know.
get it. We got physical. We got physical.
Physical,
But what about verbal abuse? Do you believe your kids should have to put up with that?
no,
When other people talking crap, making jokes,
I
picking
say
on them.
that's what I mean. Now I got a mouthpiece on me, so I know how to talk crap. I know how to get in someone's mind, and I love that because that could get you a fight, right? My
You can
daughter
win it.
or my son can talk enough crap, good as their father, let's say, and then all of a sudden it comes up to knock into their front door, right?
Yeah.
So I do want to teach my kids how to back up what they're talking, right? So not to talk too much and not be able to back it up, but be able to talk to psychologically corner someone to just know not to mess with you. That's what I like. Like if I teach my daughter or my son why this person has this type of actions or where they're psychologically at or where to come at them in a psychological way, it makes a person feel like, man, this person.
Yeah, I grew up. My mom, single mother, and she grew up, somebody mess with you, you defend yourself. Somebody mess with you, you pick up something, you hit them. But guess what happened? Guess what? But guess what happened when I did these things?
What happened?
I got arrested.
I remember that time you looked over that guy.
I'd rather his mama cry than your mama cry.
Exactly.
That's it.
But again, on that instance, when this happens repetitively, now you become the bad kid because you followed your mom and your parents' lead.
And see, but I think that inevitably you are where you are right now because of the things you did.
Man, let's just say
Works
this.
out.
Let's just say this. At the end of the day, you want him on the ground or your kid on the ground?
I want him in
That's
the
all
ground.
I'm
I
saying.
definitely don't want my
now
kid on the ground, yeah.
I'm not saying kids go start a fight, go pick on someone, go bully. No, I'm against bullying. I'm against somebody sticking, picking on people.
I would
Don't do
never
that.
want my child to initiate a fight.
We could talk about this all day,
day.
but I'll say this, just from experience, you never if you think the fight's about to kick off,
You gotta.
you either get really close or you get really far. That's the way especially in this gun day and age.
Yeah.
Either I'm really close to you or I'm gone. It's one or the other. Pick one, be decisive, make a decision, fight or flight. You better decide or it's gonna get decided for you.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Talk about guns.
Never be second guessing it.
Right.
You're right. In the fight, you gotta know what you're gonna do right away. That's it.
Right.
Because if you're gonna feel like, all right, should I punch him or should I run? Should I punch him? Should I run? Bro, you're gonna get knocked. 2 seconds.
Right.
The fight happens like this.
Yeah, that's good conversation, you know. It's a good way to think about it.
It's a way not to get faded faithfully.
Right. That's right. Not to get rated faithfully, but thanks for tuning in with us. We appreciate it. Stay tuned for next week. We got some good things coming up about the gun violence and gun laws and the right to bear arms. So stay tuned with us and we'll get back with you.
Peace.
Peace.